After endless speculation over will it be a remaster, are Obsidian back in the fray, or will it be Fallout 5, Bethesda have officially announced the next installment in the franchise, Fallout 76. Yeah, get in your how did I miss 72 Fallout sequels jokes in now because I'm banning them for the rest of the video. Though the teaser trailer was purposefully vague and gave pretty much nothing away, there have been reports from people who have actually worked on the game, and now we know a few details about how the plot and gameplay are shaping up. While the old Fallout motto is that war never changes though, if these reports are to be believed, then it doesn't look like it's going to be applicable to Bethesda's next game. Obviously take these details with a little pinch of salt, but do know that the author of the report we're working on, Jason Schreier, has an unbelievably solid track record with these kind of things, especially relating to this franchise. Either way though, I'm Josh from WhatCulture.com, and this is Fallout 76, every leaked gameplay and plot detail you need to know.
Hey, just quickly to pop in before the list actually starts, I just want to talk to you about That Film Theory. If you don't know what that is yet, it's a brand new channel that's going to be about video essays, cinematic experiences, a bit more relaxed approach. Hopefully we'll see you there. You can find the details down below.
Number 10. It takes place 200 years before Fallout 3. So far, the Fallout franchise has been concerned with a world that's already adjusted to its post-apocalyptic life, where super mutants are the norm and ghouls are fighting for their right to party. Fallout 76, however, is turning back the clock. Going off both the information released in the trailer as well as the leaks, it seems to indicate that Fallout 76 is set 200 years before Fallout 3. The Pip-Boy in the trailer even establishes an exact date, highlighting October 27th, 2102, which is a mere 26 years after the Great War ended. This should throw players into a world they've never before experienced, and chronicle the immediate aftermath of the Great War unlike any other game before it. Number 9. Vault 76 is a control vault set to open 20 years after a nuclear war. While the teaser trailer confirmed that the 76 in the spin-off's title actually referred to Vault 76, the significance of the location actually runs far deeper than this one reveal. References to the vault have actually cropped up across a fair few games now, and there's a surprising amount we actually do know about the location. For instance, it's already been established that unlike most of the other vaults which were set up to conduct experiments on humanity after the end of the world, this was one of the few control vaults scattered across the USA. This specific one was allegedly set to reopen 20 years after a nuclear war, with the 500 people inside of it being tasked with rebuilding civilization as we know it. Number 8. Virginia is the setting. Though Bethesda themselves haven't officially announced the setting of the next Fallout game, it's all but certainly going to be Virginia. The first clue was pretty obvious, John Denver's classic and my personal go-to karaoke song Country Roads Take Me Home, which bellowed out throughout the entirety of the trailer. While that in itself is a pretty on-the-nose reference, if you do dig into the history of Vault 76, there are a few references to it being located in Virginia. In the context of the franchise, this part of America would be a welcome change for fans who are used to the more densely populated cities of Bethesda's other Fallout games. Number 7. The plot will be about rebuilding the wasteland. At this point, we've already established that the purpose of Vault 76 was to rebuild humanity to something resembling civilization after the world had ended, and it's all but been confirmed that that will also be the goal of the player during the spin-off. Sources have indicated that players will be going on a quest across this post-war Virginia in its infancy, being some of the first ever humans to explore a post-apocalyptic landscape and try to get to grips with it. While this will certainly make for a completely different kind of sandbox that fans are used to, after all, super mutants have only just been invented in this timeline, I'm sure there'll be some familiar elements and locations that fans of the series can latch onto. Number 6. It will be online. By far the biggest change Fallout 76 is making to the established franchise formula, though, is taking it online for the first time ever. Bethesda haven't officially confirmed it yet, and there are a few people clinging onto the hope that it won't be multiplayer, but by the sounds of things, Fallout 76 is going to be an online-focused game where you share the world with an as of yet unannounced number of other players. There's no word yet on whether this means it's going to be an MMO a la The Elder Scrolls Online, but you will be taking missions alongside other players and potentially even fighting against them. Although the sources have just confirmed it, leaks have suggested that Bethesda have been planning to go down this route with the franchise for a while now, as they spent the past few years scooping up multiplayer programmers and trying to get their Gamebryo engine to support an online infrastructure. It certainly will be contentious, but Bethesda can pull it off, right? Maybe? To be honest, I'm as worried as you guys are. Number 5. Gameplay is survival based. Another major change Bethesda are making with Fallout 76, according to the leaks, is swapping out the consequence-free firefights of past games and replacing it with more high-stakes survival gameplay. After all, the title will be casting you as one of the fresh-faced humans about to encounter this world for the first time, and consequently the wasteland will be more dangerous than ever. How this works has only been alluded to, but it sounds like players will be building settlements, keeping up on their gear, and trying to not be murdered by either other players or the environment. While this may seem like a radical change for the series, it's not without precedent, as Fallout 4 received a survival mode update a few months after release, and that was pretty good. With that in mind, and New Vegas' hardcore mode, it's easy to see this franchise translate to more survival-based gameplay. Number 4. Base building will play a pivotal role. While the base building feature in Fallout 4 was alright, it was undeniably superfluous. It didn't add too much to the game outside of a few key quests, but rumors are that it was merely a trial run for its full implementation in Fallout 76. Apparently, building and scavenging is a huge focus of the new game, with players being able to build shelter, establish settlements, and create their own defenses to make sure their hard work isn't for naught. Obviously, this mechanic perfectly lines up with the game's theme of rebuilding society, as you'll literally be doing that with your bare hands. Number 3. Gameplay will evolve post-release. Now here's the one tidbit that should sound alarm bells. Not only is Fallout 76 going to be an online game, but it's being pitched as yet another games-as-service release. The devs who have already worked on the project have talked about how it's shifted and changed multiple times during production already, with the plan being for Bethesda to listen to feedback and constantly change what players will be doing long after it releases. Thankfully, the publisher have set a pretty good precedent for this philosophy in the past, transforming The Elder Scrolls Online from an alright MMO into something genuinely excellent over the past few years. It's clear that they're taking a similar approach with this title, and while it might not be a straight MMO, they're going to take cues from the genre and should create a game that constantly transforms long after you first jump into it. Number 2. It's heavily influenced by Rust and DAYZ. Perhaps the biggest clue about how Fallout 76 is going to play comes from sources inside the studio who have compared it to DAYZ and Rust. Yeah. Admittedly, this is a little worrying, as while survival games like this were once dubbed as the next big thing, there hasn't really been a truly great entry in this subgenre for a while now. Still, those influences fit the survival theme of 76, and there's no denying that the idea of two players running into each other, guns drawn, dressed in blue Vault outfits and ready to defend their supplies is a tantalizing one. Number 1. There are still conventional RPG quests and a story. While the next Fallout is almost certainly going to embrace online and survival-style gameplay, it isn't entirely doing away with the staples fans know and love. Apparently, there'll still be a rich story to the game, with branching pathways and choices to be made along the way. Likewise, there'll still be quests in the conventional sense, and you'll explore this wasteland and interact with it much in the same way you would in any other Fallout title. Essentially, Bethesda are trying to retain the core ethos of what makes their RPG so great and integrate it with a new online focus where survival is key. Whether they'll be able to pull off such an ambitious thing is still up in the air, but we'll know properly once E3 rolls around and we can see it for ourselves. So that's everything we know about Fallout 76 so far. I'm sure it's going to ruffle a few feathers, and I'm not exactly sure I want the franchise to go down this route myself, but it looks to be happening. Either way, I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Is Fallout 76 going down an online route something for you, or would you prefer Obsidian to come back and do Fallout New Vegas 2? Because I know I would. As always, I've been Josh, you've been watching What Culture, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Oh, wasn't that something? Don't forget to like, share and subscribe below, and also the people who made this lovely video, they're appearing right here. But if you're thinking to yourself, I want to see more content, Jules, then why not look above my head, as there probably is some. I don't know. I can't see it.
Until next time.